Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Zainab. Welcome back to my daily reading of Shi'ism, a Religion of Protest by Hamid Dabashi. So I'm still in chapter 2, which is called Birth of a Revolutionary Faith. I'm on page 56, and the name of this section is called Shi'ism in Disguise. Okay, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. At the heart of Shi'ism, as a religion of protest written into the fabric of the history that it occupies, is the miasmatic manner of its inconspicuous transmutation into alternative modes of resignifying itself, of sublating itself, of disguising itself, of speaking in a multitude of languages. If for almost 1400 years Shi'ism has sublated and cross-referenced itself in dogma, drama, law, theology, philosophy, mysticism, literature, poetry, metaphysics, and even painting and manuscript illustrations, as well as in voices of dissent, causes for uprising, and cries for revolution, then there is no reason for it to stop uplifting its metaphors. Above all, Shi'ism has a long cosmopolitan history of ritual, performative, and intellectual profusion. Its charismatic agitation consistently uplifted into ever more historically sublated manners of registering itself. Rooted as it is in more ancient communal sentiments and historical manifestations, Shi'ism has always been a work in progress, thematically rescinding and narratively deferring itself, at once abrogating and prorating itself unto history. In Hegelian terms, if Shi'ism is the idea, then its natural habitat in humanity results in the synthesis of its spirit, at once rooted in that originary moment and yet sublated into more worldly manifestations. Within Shi'ism as a religion of protest and as the collective faith of historical communities, dogmas and principles, convictions and pieties, sentiments and aspirations overcome themselves. They are lifted, cancelled and raised at one and the same time, sublated by way of their own inner dialectic, for the destiny of all identity is to be lifted, preserved via transcendence. The clerical claim on Shi'ism is limited to a medieval jurisprudence with a very narrow margin of relevance to the globality of Shi'ism as an insurrectionary religion of protest. In poems such as Farrokhzad's Someone Who Is Like No One, in revolutionary zeal evident in rebellious souls like Ali Shadi Ati's, and in visionary recitals of defiance and reaffirmation like those of Mohsen Makmalbaf's cinema, an entire generation of lapsed or lasting Shi'is grew up seeking things otherwise silenced in their soul, whether in the ideas of Frantz Fanon or the battlegrounds of Palestine, Vietnam, and Angola, through the pains of Latin America and sufferings in Africa, the actions of Che Guevara, the aspirations of Aimé Césaire, or the echoes of Langston Hughes' poetry. The charismatic dispensation once detected in the revolutionary uprising of a prophet and his immediate successors was now across time and space, cultures and climes, remembered in terms both familiar and foreign to those who once defined and legislated the faith. The birth of Shi'ism as a revolutionary faith had Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam as its inaugural figure of authority and an entire history to emulate that figurative authority of the unseen. The combined effect of a deferred obedience and infanticide has forever cast Shi'ism into a state of permanent deferral, both tropic and metaphoric, turned over to a deferred future, guilt-ridden not for having killed the father, but for having murdered the son. And this, in more than just political terms, has amounted to a state of permanent revolutionary defiance, in whatever language and diction most immediately accessible to the Shi'is' own transmorphing into new clothing. Thank you so much for joining me. Reading to you is such a pleasure. I love reading, so I hope that you share my passion in reading, and I hope you're enjoying the content. And I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, and I'll read some more for you, inshallah. Until my next video, stay blessed and stay tuned.